And what's cracking, you guys? Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Mango Grove. Happy all-time high, everybody. Hi, everybody. How's it going? This live stream is gonna be timed. I often tend to get a little too carried away, you know? I mean, come on, we all love the charts. What's not to get carried away with? But yeah, hit the likes, burning the midnight oil late. Exactly. Can't sleep. You know, I love this time of the bull market. You know, it's that phase where everything is so exciting. Sleep is for the weak. But let's get this party started. I'm gonna start my timer. I got my tomato timer on here. In 3, 2, let's start this timer. Okay. Alright, timer begins. And let's cue the intro. And how's it going, you guys? Turns out there's a Victoria Day sale. Happy Victoria Day to those who celebrate, but let's face it, the celebration is in the long weekend. And you can do whatever the hell it is that you want to do with the long weekend. But yeah, 3 days left on the Victoria Day sale on TradingView. If you use the link in the description, I think you get another $10 to $15 off using the Mango link. But yeah, that's that. Now, I'm not going to be on camera today because I look beat. It's like past midnight where I'm at right now. But yeah, Bitcoin, guys, let's just all take a moment, celebrate this day that we finally have all-time high after waiting for a good 6 months. 6 months, but you know what, let's face it, it's actually been a very, very neat cycle if you think about it. You know, we've had like very neat, uniform 6-month consolidations. They've been brutal, but they've been uniform. But yeah, how's it going, everybody? How's it going? I'm just going through the chat right now. Good morning, good morning. How's it going, Blag? Wolvie's in here too. Julian's in here. Avi's in here. Matt is in here. Okay. Alrighty. So as far as Bitcoin is concerned, guys, 12-hour dynamic turned out to be the bid. Okay, so right now it appears that Bitcoin is at, well, we're breaking the highs. I mean, we've broken the highs, 111K, but what turned out to be the bid was once again the 12-hour dynamic. And, you know, oftentimes I feel like you can honestly just keep it very, very simple with your just base case indicators, the signatures that you're seeing on the indicators when the trend begins. Now, Sean was gracious enough to give us all a new feature. It's dropping soon. I'm getting a lot of messages, but Sean now has presented a new bidding zone across the dynamic. You can see that little highlight of a cloud right there gives you the start bidding and end bidding. Now, for those of you wondering, well, what in the friggin' world is this anyways? What does this do? Have you guys ever, you know, been in that situation where, you know, you're looking to catch a bid? You're looking to catch a bid on a region of support, and price is coming down, and it's coming down. You're just like, okay, you know, is it close enough? Is it not close enough? Is this a good time to bid? Should I front run? Should I not front run? Did you guys ever go through that? You know, wondering if you should be front running or you should be sitting tight and waiting for the bid. Well, now what Sean has done with this brand new feature, he's essentially served that to you on a platter. He's now given you guys an objective zone around the dynamic indicator that you can now safely bid. You know, objectively, when prices come down, where can you really start building that position in? All right, so now you have the entire cloud right here, and once again, this actually gave it to us on the platter. This is the bid zone that I gave you guys in the last Bitcoin update. All right, now everyone was really excited about this breakout last time around. In fact, even I was really excited. This is when I came out with my last live stream as well. And well, prices then dumped pretty rapidly on the next 12-hour candle. Right. However, now this is where Bitcoin always catches people off guard. And I've seen this happen time and time again on almost every cycle so far, on almost every important move, especially the all-time high moves. You know, Bitcoin tends to like threaten all-time high, only to then have this crazy dump. And this dump, guys, drove a lot of liquidations. All right. Bitcoin had a lot of liquidations. Ethereum had a lot of liquidations. However, okay, what people got really they got blinded by, okay, was the fact that, yeah, it dumped, yeah, there were a lot of liquidations, yeah, there was pain and despair again, but what people missed was was the weekly close, guys. That weekly was the tell. Look at this candle right here. Okay, let me just go ahead, get that arrow in. Look at that candle, right? We took out that previous close, okay? The two previous closes back from December of last year and back from, I believe this was Jan of last year. Okay, this is where Bitcoin got rejected time and time again, weeks of rejections at around $104,000. This was the first time that we actually managed to clear this out. In fact, it's only when Bitcoin closed over 104K did we then see this dump, right? But we got the close. We got the close. That was the most important candle that day. But oftentimes, Bitcoin has a way of distracting on the most important phases of the market. So this was one of the distractions right here. However, this played through and we are at all-time high right now. Helps on a high time frame a lot. You're right. Okay. Sorry, I'm just going through the comments, speaking. Okay. But yeah, so now as far as Bitcoin is concerned, this looks freaking amazing. What happens next? Well, we are in blue sky breakout territory. Now, question is, I feel like everybody is waiting on the sidelines. Okay, now why am I saying waiting on the sidelines? Okay, now there are a few indicators out there, but few pieces of information and data that I'm looking at right now that's giving me pause and that I don't think people are in. Okay, I feel like there's pain, but the pain, in my opinion, is going to be pain to the upside. People are not ready for further upside right now. Right, the thing giving me the call on this is, number one, you guys know that I've already been looking at the Bitcoin trends on, Google Trends. So this is like 7 years of price data, not 7 years, actually more than 7 years, 2004 to present. But every single peak, now the first peak in 2017 represented Bitcoin at $20,000. The second peak was when Bitcoin got up to $60,000, and then the other double top at another $69,000 as well, right? This one right here, this top right here was November of 2024. That was last year, okay? When the market ripped all together, we saw Bitcoin fly, we saw XRP fly, right? But now, notice the Bitcoin trend, guys. We've sort of bottomed out even as far as the Bitcoin interest is concerned. And this is one of the data points that I brought up last time around. The last time Bitcoin was at its interest lows, all right, while price was threatening breaking out of all-time high was, let me show you. Okay, it was back here when we were actually breaking out of $20,000. Okay, this was the double top. Yeah, it was right here. This was it. This is where interest was sitting at cycle lows, all right, but Bitcoin was threatening to break out of that $20,000 high right there, which was the previous market high, right? The previous bull market high. And what ended up happening? Well, Bitcoin freaking ripped, and look at how it ripped, right? That was a freaking crazy move to $65,000, 243% on that. All right, so we're at a very, very similar phase as far as price action to Bitcoin interest is concerned. Right? So that's the number one thing that I was looking at initially. But then there was more pieces of data that sort of dropped. Now, I saw this post that I brought up in my previous Bitcoin analysis as well. Right? Change in Bitcoin ownership in 2025. It's 2025 right now. Look at this chart. Right? So businesses were accumulating Bitcoin, funds and ETFs accumulating Bitcoin, governments also, guys, accumulating Bitcoin. Look at the individual cohort right here. Dropped off significantly. Okay, so there was this change as well that was it was like an eye-opener, and that's why once again it made me sort of take a step back and evaluate, where is the direction of most pain? Is it going to be to the upside or is it going to be to the downside? I found that a lot of people were waiting on the dip. I'm going to wait for Bitcoin to give me that bid at $72,000, $60,000. I'm going to get in right there. Right? So once again, it just reinforced the whole aspect of most pain being to the upside. All right, so I saw this chart right here. And then on top of that today, now I don't know, okay, now this next piece I'm going to bring up is just a plain tweet. I've yet to get more data on it. Perhaps tomorrow, if I do find something more, I'll bring it to your attention. But this might actually give us a good idea of what happens next, right? But I saw this. $3 billion worth of Bitcoin shorts will be liquidated at $120,000. What do you guys think? I mean, I can't really ask you what do you guys think. I feel like there is a bit of validation that needs a bit of confirmation that we need on this. But if this statement is true, okay, when shorts get liquidated, what happens? When shorts get liquidated, we have forced buyers in the market. When shorts get liquidated, and these shorts, okay, if they get liquidated at $120,000, let's go ahead and plot that on the chart. All right. $120,000 is going to be something around here, okay? Shorts getting liquidated at $120,000 is going to bring in more buying pressure into the market. Forced buyers. All right, when shorts close out, the action that is needed to close a short position out is a buying action. They got to buy back the Bitcoin to close out their short position. All right, so if that comes to pass, we are going to be seeing a lot more buy pressure coming right here at $120,000. All right, so this is this kind of threw me. I'm like, holy moly. Holy moly. So I feel like everyone is looking at targets, psychological targets of 120K, 130K. Hell, even Mango has a psychological target of $130,000, right? I want you guys to consider, if everyone's looking at $130,000 and, we actually see a bit of, people coming in to, sell some Bitcoin and prices start ripping, just ever so slightly, threatening 130, 135, 140. What's going on in the seller's mind right there? They're like, well, shit, did I sell too soon? When people go through the entire emotion of wondering if they sold too soon, all right, we now suddenly have those same people coming back in as FOMO buyers to get their positions back, all right? Because if you think that the targets being spoken of is not going to increase at 130K. When we get to 130K, what usually happens? Targets, they just sort of bump up on their own. Targets on the street, they'd be like, oh no, it's getting up to 180K. 200K is going to be on the books. I remember when we were at, this was November, December of last year, I actually had a family member come up to me and be like, oh yeah, Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin's going to get up to $1 million. That's what I heard on XYZ channel, $1 million. And I'm talking about like a, family member who's like pure, in its purest sense, retail. Not really engaged in the markets, but he was so confident. He's like, yeah, I think it's going to get up to $1 million. Right, so when you see the price move and you get more animal spirits start pumping back into the market, we're likely going to start see those targets actually start moving up. So people who end up selling too soon, they start seeing prices move up as well, along with the targets being thrown out on the street. They're going to be FOMOing back into position. So we're going to see a lot more buying pressure pouring in at those higher numbers. But yeah, I'd like to get your thoughts on this as well. But Bitcoin here looking friggin' fantastic. Sean, everyone's been asking about the new feature rollout, by the way. I'm just going to let you guys know. Guys, that is entirely in Sean's hands. He's been going through rigorous tests with it too. Really testing the edge, and let me tell you something, it's been frigging fantastic so far. All right, even take this instance right here, right? We bounced right off of that weekly dynamic support, prices then rallied, and then we went and settled up where? Right above the objective zone, testing the objective zone, catching a bid on the objective zone, and shoop, what a rally that was. That was a good 10% on this candle right here. So yeah, this feature is going to be rolling out very soon. Sean says not bi-weekly, that's the magic. Bi-weekly, oh man. it's amazing on almost every time frame. The 12-hour and the bi-weekly have been freaking clutch right here. Sean's like, not sure why you guys love the weekly so much. I don't know, I'm a sucker for the weekly. I feel like it keeps me tighter with the trend in a way. Although if I really had to pick my preferred time frames, I think to really stay you know, tight with the macro trend on something I would consider relatively higher time frame would actually be the 4-day first. I'd prioritize the 4-day over the weekly too. That 4-day 10 SMA also sort of, you know, really gave people the tell in that we're about to start rallying. You, Blag, and Shervin. Sean's a hater. Hater. Fine, we like the weeklies. Let's also go ahead and talk about some targets. After all, the title of this video is Bitcoin and Bitcoin's targets. I'm keeping the targets very simple. You guys know I've been talking about this system now for a very long time. But guys, oh man, we're so close. We're so close, guys. We're so freaking close. Holy moly. Okay. I'm feeling generous today, so I'm going to give you guys everything that I'm looking at here as far as Bitcoin's targets concerned. Okay, we're looking at one of the most massive cup and handle formations that's been in, that's been in progress now since November of 2021, right? And this is something I'd gone over in one of my other videos. These patterns, the macro ones, at the very least, work out extremely well. You cannot possibly fake a macro pattern. Right? These are people over years and years projecting their trade decisions and their convictions on the chart. Every candle, like I said, are human beings. You know, to fake the macro patterns, very difficult. You know, almost impossible. Right? And that's why over the cycles, if you catch every macro pattern on Bitcoin's chart, you know, and you actually go on to plot the measured moves, these play out to the T. They've actually, believe it or not, had almost a 100% hit rate, right? We are looking at the measured move, this cup and handle pattern, okay? This takes Bitcoin on the measured move up to $357,000. And when I say 100% hit rate, I'm not saying that lightly. You can go ahead and backtest this on Bitcoin's chart. Like, plot out every macro pattern that we've had on the reversals. You're going to find that these things have played out extremely well. Okay, extremely well. But more importantly, I think what's important here is the target of 357 is not just any target. It lines up in the middle of the range of 2.618. Now, this is actually a proper quantified system that I've come up with, right? That I presented to you guys on the Mango Dashboard Premium videos right here. Okay, as well as I think I did a daily video. But yeah, all the system alpha and all the trade setups that people are not, well, I don't get too many views on YouTube. I'll be posting it in the premium video section right here, so you guys make sure to keep up with that. Going to be a lot more trade setups pouring in here. There are quite a few amazing ones across the board right now. I mean, just look at the trends, look at the vol, look at the freaking daily volatility profile. You got juice, so much juice right now on the charts. But yeah, if you're looking at the target system on Bitcoin, we're looking at anywhere between 214 to 586, right? Historically, that has been, that's been the magic sort of fib extension numbers as far as bull run targets concerned. And the fact that 357 falls right in between, it's a very, based on historic data, it's a good high probability target. I know people always, when I say that, people always like cuss me out. They're like, are you insane? Are you insane? Trump's dinner stimulus, worth having a look at. Something got announced, right? No tax on tips got announced. There's some fiscal policy thing that got announced today. I'll say one thing, guys. If Bitcoin actually gets past if it gets past $214,000 on targets, I'll say one thing. The bear market low is going to be somewhere where we're at right now. I think it's going to be like 78, 80, 90K. I don't think it's going to go past 78. I feel like where we're at right now is going to be the bear market low. This phase right here. I'll say that again, okay? if Bitcoin gets past $214,000 in this bull run, the next bear market low is going to come in where price is currently at. It's a bold statement. But I think this is it. Bowie says, I'm with you on the bear market low. I genuinely think that we're if we get past 2.618, Wolvie, I think this is it. I feel like everyone who sold before this phase will never get a chance to buy back at these prices again. Might even be above 100K, and that's going to be some serious pain, eh? Like, you really consider it. Anyone who let go of their Bitcoin. And you know, the thing about Bitcoin is that you always feel like you never have enough Bitcoin, no matter how much you buy. You know, and no matter how much you buy, you always feel like you never have enough. And speaking of, targets and the current price action, I want to show you guys something on the Mango dashboard. Dashboard, guys, app.mangoresearch.co. I want you guys to check. This is the daily time frame right now. Check out the friggin' volatility profile. We got blues across the board. Okay, when volatility is low, there is more to go. Just remember that. It's like a jingle right there, but it works. Okay, so we got longs across the board. Daily volatility is at 22. It's at 22. Okay, so even if the 4-hour and the 12-hour flashing red, it's literally telling you that, okay, guys, we might see a minor pullback, but there is juice still left on the daily as well as the 2-day. Don't fade that right now. And it's not just Bitcoin. You know, I'm seeing some crazy freaking trade setups even on the alts right now. Look at Ethereum's volatility crushed at 6. All right, we're seeing we're about to see some insane trades take off. There's one more. Okay, I'm not just gonna jump the gun on the altcoins right now, but I want you guys to start watching for trade setups on the altcoins. Okay, there are some amazing setups right now, just across the board. Are you guys looking at the volatility? Are you guys looking at the volatility? JR says, that's an awesome jingle, Krisha. Honestly, all credit goes to Sean. Sean came up with that. I'm like, that's amazing. When volatility is low, there's more to go. And also, guys, of course, you guys are looking to trade. Hit the trade now. But in fact, make sure you're using the right link, because this campaign is not going to last very, very long. When does it expire, Sean? It says 19th May here, but I think it's still running. We've managed to get an extension to the end of the month. So just a heads up, but take advantage of this, guys. You're getting $10 for free for just signing up. It's like a sign up free money bonus. Okay, you just sign up and you get $10 right there. You deposit $2K, you get $400 to trade with. All right, this is what you can add to your margin. This is how you can increase position. There's so much you can do with this. Okay, so start using it. This is how you can increase your positions. You can beef up your existing trades. Well, you can reduce your risk with it. Start using the bonuses, guys. This is not going to last too long. So you got deposit bonuses and you got trading rewards as well. And also, we might have a 400 trading bonus is literally a free 20% loss. Exactly. A $400 trading bonus is literally a free 20% loss. All right, so this helps tremendously with your risk management. Okay, free money for you to practice your trading with. If you're ever like uncertain, you're ever wondering, should I put on the trade? I don't know what if I lose, you know, all of that. No, now you're literally given money to, well, go ahead and, you know, place that conviction trade of yours. These things don't come by too often, so when they're here, make sure you're using them. But even on the next few live streams, we're going to be having some really, really cool giveaways. So make sure you guys are signing into those live streams as well. What's it going to be, Sean? I think we're going to have $1,000 giveaways. Sean's giving you guys all ideas on how you can start using the $400 trading bonus. But yeah, it's super simple. You deposit and you essentially get a, well, the trading bonus dropped into your futures account. Okay, so you can use that to trade with it. But yeah, and also, yeah, make sure you're there for the next few live streams. Not next few, but all the live streams. We're going to have some really, really fun giveaways. So it's going to be amazing. Really looking forward to those. But yeah, Bitcoin looking freaking beautiful. Krisha, by the way, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm watching. Oh my God, you guys. My tomato timer just went off. We'll do like one altcoin. Okay, timer. Reset. But yeah, I have a sticky on my wall. I mean, it's dark in my room right now because I just have all the lights off. It's just my computer on. I got a sticky on the wall that says, Sean actually, he made a bet with me. He's like, Krisha, this is like a couple of weeks ago. He's walked in my room. He's like, Krisha, Bitcoin is going to get up to $130,000 by the end of the month. I'm like, there's no freaking way. Are you insane? I literally said that out loud. I'm like, there's no way. He's like, bet. He's like, bet. I'm like, all right, fine. You have it. Bet. So I've actually gone ahead and put on a sticky, and it's literally hanging on my wall. So tomorrow what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a picture of it. I'm going to post it on the Discord chat. So yeah, he's we got a bet going on, and he is, well, he's going to get something in return, whatever. I basically said whatever you want. Pick it, whatever you want, it's yours. I'm like, Bitcoin at 130K, you get it all. I literally have it on my wall. It says Bitcoin, Sean's bet, Bitcoin at 130K. We placed a bet a month ago. I can't believe he called it. And you need to understand, guys, a month ago, I mean, it was despair. Everyone was so bearish. Okay, this was a month ago, right here in March, getting into April 14th. Okay, this was it. Everyone was just calling bluff. I mean, Bitcoin barely moved. Like, it moved a tad bit. I mean, it was great, bouncing off the dynamic levels, but everyone was calling bluff. No one wanted to believe the move. They're like, no, it's going to dump back down. Everyone's looking for $64,000. I don't know where they were freaking getting that from. But yeah. Before Dubai, yeah, we went to Dubai, and right before that, like literally, I think, Sean, a week before the trip, he's like, Bitcoin is going to get up to 130K by the end of May. I'm like, no way. I laughed. Who is the MVP and who's the GOAT? I'll give it to Sean. He wins this bet, guys. Sean is the MVP and the GOAT. Also, guys, follow Sean on Twitter, please. Sean Dexter is the handle. He's gonna be dropping a lot of crazy alpha. Okay, especially he's got this. He recently posted about this one coin. Go ahead and check it out. I feel like you're gonna find that there's a lot of mind share on that coin, so don't fade that call. But of course, we always talk about TA here. We always tell you guys how price is the arbitrator of all debate, and we're always going to implore you guys to use, of course, your risk management as well. For those of you in the SEED program, you guys have only the best risk management system there is in this space. So if you're not using it, what the hell are you doing? I've literally, I keep telling you guys, I cannot take any trade without it. Every trade goes through the risk management system first. Sean, our mage. Indeed, JR. Indeed. Anything else on Bitcoin before we get on to... Give me an altcoin request, guys. Ooh. What do we have here? By the way, when you're looking at this, you're like, oh no, bearish divergence. No, you cannot just call bearish divergence. You gotta look back. Look at the look backs. It's still here. No. Not yet. No confirmed bearish divergence. The king of memes. I'm going to be doing a Dogecoin video separately. Okay. By the way, I'm going to be dropping a lot of videos in the next coming weeks. The markets are ripping right now, so we'll try and push out at least two a day. So if you're not already subbed to the channel, go ahead and do so. So XRP is always going to be on the list. You guys already know that. ADA is also going to be on the list. Doge is on the list. H bar. I know H bar also had like quite a following, eh? But I'm long now. You're talking about Doge. Doge is looking good, Thomas. I'll say that. Just today, in fact, I had a glance at the chart and I'm like, oh damn, looking freaking fantastic. Trump USDT. Okay, we'll do Trump first, and then I'll go through your requests. It's gonna be like I'm gonna have like a bird's eye view, okay, for now. Oh shit, this looks good. Do you guys see it? Keep it high level. I promise you, you keep your coins right now. I don't care what you're trading, okay? If it hasn't ripped, if it's not ripped out of its consolidation, keep it high level. I'm talking about weekly charts. That's where you're gonna find the best trades right now. Oh, come on. That's amazing. Amazing, fine. That's amazing. That's amazing. Okay, a lot of trade setups, guys. Do not fade the trade setups right now. This is the best phase to be trading at. If you're not trading right here, you're going to end up catching the pumps, and then taking the trades on the pumps is just freaking difficult as shit. Okay, so right now we're seeing ascending triangle threatening to break out, and ascending triangle marked at the end of a cup and handle formation. You're looking at a minimum target right now on this, okay, on Trump, to around $23, $24, okay, from where price is at right now to the target. That's a good 64% right there on the swing, okay, on the swing alone. Now that's just the minimum target. Let's look at the max target, okay, of the actual cup and handle break. What are we looking at right here? Okay, we are looking at $32. All right, you're gonna end up going, oh, man, this is amazing. Good find, Sean. Great find. 128% on that swing. All right, these things can go even higher. These are just your interim targets right now. If and when prices start ripping, based on what Bitcoin is doing, I'm saying that the altcoins are not going to be too far behind. I don't want you guys, you know, you're looking at a chart. You have a feeling for the chart. Don't let anyone out there sort of gaslight you on saying that, oh no, that's a shit coin. No, you're not here to pick. You're here to make money. Okay, you see a good chart, you see great price action on it. Understand that, okay, this could be a potential trade. So don't fade even the new coins right now. Just look for the TA though. Let the price action guide you. Don't fall for the fundamentals right now. This is not the time to be falling for the fundamentals. Let the price action guide you in really determining whether or not there's a trade on there, okay? And also don't let any analysts out there sort of gaslight you into saying, oh, that's a shit chart. They look, what I don't like, right, what people do, they'll do this. What I don't like about analysts out there, they'll sort of look at the monthly and be like, oh, this is garbage. I'm like, of course it just hit the chart. It's not gonna look good. You gotta be fair, right? The weekly would be a fair way to look at it. The daily would be a fair way to look at it. Okay, so just a heads up. Okay, what else? I'll do one more. Noise Trump coin. Yeah, it is. It looks freaking amazing. Okay, XRP, I'm never going to leave you guys to dry. Nothing's really happened here much, okay? So we're still looking at the same bid zone. I feel like XRP right now is being extremely generous, but I'm not sure if you're seeing it. We're still at the midpoint of 240, okay? So this is still, I believe, a great bid zone. But if you're looking for something objective, daily dynamic, okay? Ever since it started its trend right here, it's been holding that dynamic support. Now, with Sean's new latest feature, okay, the feature drop, he's literally given you guys with the feature drop an objective buy zone, right? So if you're not certain whether or not, hey, is it close enough to the dynamic? Is it not? Let's face it, as traders, you want to build into your trade. You want to scale into your trade. Question is, where do you start scaling? This is now giving you a very, very objective range to start scaling into your trade. So you know that we're still within that zone where you can safely scale into your trade. All right, while being able to manage your risk extremely well. Right now, okay, your entire zone comes in from around $2.44. All right, you got the midpoint, which falls on that weekly dynamic right there. That falls in at around $2.35, going all the way down to $2.29. You stop buying XRP once we start falling below $2.29. It's keeping that objective for you. It tells you when you should start bidding to when you should end your bidding activities. But right now we're still within the bidding zone. Do I believe XRP can break out very soon? What I personally am going to be looking for is for XRP to start taking out these highs right here. All right. Looking at the daily time frame, 245. We start closing candles over 245. It's game. All right. We're seeing this fly. Where to from here? My minimum target. Minimum. Okay. The smallest swing trade. 261. Top of that range. We get up to 261, we're flying higher. Yeah, we're flying higher. 286. This is gonna be a cascade. You need to understand. Okay, XRP breaking out here. This is what's gonna end up happening. I'm gonna draw it out for you. It's gonna be like a ripple effect. There are multiple patterns playing out and cascading onto each other. Okay, there's a mini double bottom right here that leads into a head and shoulders pattern that then leads into a falling channel that then leads into a bull flag break. Okay, that's how much is going on this chart. So it can literally just rip, and rip. Okay, something's happening with Sui. I don't know if you guys have heard. I think there has been a hack. And I feel like that's why it might actually present everybody with a good sort of trade opportunity right now. So, but yeah, I want to keep you guys informed about Sui. I think one of the major wallets have been hacked. So just look into that. But I think this is going to be more of a buy the dip opportunity. But I still say get greedy because of the FUD. 2-day. Guys, there's nothing as clear as the 2-day dynamic for Sui right now. This has been the winning signature. Okay, Sean made a freaking killing just playing the 2-day dynamic on this. All right, both runs, the first run and the second run, literally every single visit of the 2-day dynamic was picked up by the buyers. That's where the buyers stepped in on every single visit of that. It's only when we broke did you know that, okay, the trend is done, but hey, you got to take profits off the table at a very, very, very good price. All right, so but it trended a good 343% on the first run on the 2-day dynamic. The second run right here trended 587%. And once again, we've reclaimed that region. And now because of the FUD on the streets, you could potentially gun for that 2-day dynamic support. Because if it loses 2-day dynamic support, you know you're wrong. You're invalidated on the trade. Just get out of the trade. Okay, so once again, keep this one very, very simple. For those of you looking to get the dynamic, now's the best freaking time ever, okay? Because I think Sean might actually start increasing prices as soon as this new feature is rolled out. But you guys will find the dynamic on the mangoweight.com/dynamic. This comes in from, right now, it comes in from around 346, going down to 323. Okay, that's your range right now on Sui's 2-day dynamic support. Thank you. Sean's linked it right there. But yeah, once again, we're sort of testing the objective bid zone right here. You gotta give it up to this, eh, Sean? Even with the FUD right now, there's FUD all over Twitter on some Sui hack. I like the price action right here. It's resilient. When you see there's a divergence between the FUD on the streets and price action, it's giving you a bit of information there, so don't fade that. But yeah, this is very, very strong price action for what's happening on the fundamental aspect of things. Sui got hacked. I think it's a wallet. It's not the Sui project itself. I think it's a wallet. Okay, last coin, ADA. And also, guys, like I said, I'll be covering more altcoins. Okay, I will also be covering more altcoins on the Mango dashboard right here. So make sure to keep up with the premium video section. Let's also look at ADA on the dashboard. Okay, what do we have here? 4-hour just turned long yesterday. We're already up on that trade. If you manage to catch the trend reversal, volatility at 89 might get a potential mini pullback. Notice that 12-hour in the daily trend was previously short, now flipped neutral. Okay, so bears are losing steam, and they're losing steam very fast. Oh, beautiful. I gave you guys a bit. I gave you guys a bit. I'm telling you, just don't, just keep it simple. Okay, weekly dynamic, and we're still in that range. So, heads up. Still on the weekly dynamic range. I am being cut off right now. Sean is pulling the plug on me. But this right here is the range, okay? Just to wrap up. Weekly dynamic has worked like a charm. Literally, every time we managed to claim the weekly dynamic, we've trended on there ever since we actually began this bull run for Cardano. All right, the thing about the altcoins right now is just about having patience, right? Capture the good bids. Sometimes all the chart is going to ask you for is patience. You're going to see more coins out there run, all right? But if you start chasing coins and jumping from coin A to coin B, coin A to coin B, when your coin moves, you're not going to be in it because you were too busy chasing. All right, don't go chasing the fastest horse. When you start chasing the fastest horse, you catch none of the winners, right? Because you're too busy jumping in and out, and just chopping yourself out of position. Don't do that, right? Sometimes all it's going to take is for you to just be patient. All right, so right now the weekly dynamic is the best bid for Cardano. Okay, this range comes in from around 78 cents down to 75 cents. I'll tell you what I want to see though on the next weekly open. I want to see Cardano close above the weekly dynamic cloud. All right, so above 79 cents. Fair? Okay, this one was a decent close. Could have done better. Okay, but decent. It was like saved. Okay, just about. So this next weekly, I want to see 78 cents getting reclaimed, and that should be a clear close over. Okay, that's going to be a good picture for the Cardano bulls. All right. Yeah, keep your trends super simple. Right now, the charts across the board offering you guys some excellent trades. So eyes peeled. This is the phase where you start making money. And don't forget, take advantage of the Bitunix bonus. This is literally free money at the corner of the room. This does not come often. So when you guys get the opportunity, take advantage of it. All right, $400 for a 2K deposit, $200 for 1,000, so on and so forth. And you get a $10 sign-up deposit. Cool beans. And yes, watch the video that Sean just linked. It's going to tell you why coin hopping is going to be your downfall. Okay, don't get stuck in that psychological fallacy. All right, thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. I will now see you guys in the Discord chat. With this, trade safely. Jacob, I'll do H-bar. I swear, I will do H-bar on a separate video. I've been covering that. I'll be covering it once again, okay? So yeah, I know you guys are out there. I have not forgotten about you, so I'll be covering it. All right. But with this, trade safely, trade stress-free, trade the mango way, trade the easy way. Ciao, you guys.